Hello, I'm Ronnie. I returned for my first weekly weigh-in, and I've already done that, and I'll go over that here in a minute, my weight change and all that kind of stuff. And actually, it's not been a week yet. I started on the first, which was a Wednesday, so it's actually been 5 days today. So I've only fasted for 4 days, juice fast for 4 days, and it's been great. I feel better already. It's amazing what 4 days, just 4 days, can do for you. So I wonder what 90 days is going to do if I make it that far. Either it's going to kill me or I'm going to feel amazing. But I decided to start doing it on Sunday because it just makes a whole lot more sense for me. It's quiet, peaceful, and you know this whole thing's like a meditation for me anyway. You know, when I say meditation, it's a time for me to reflect on not just where I'm going, but where I've been. Why did I get here? I think one reason I got off track of my diet and so forth was, you know, this pandemic and quarantining, and people know I'm trying to be a vegan this year, you know, 100%. That's what I'm going for. And people say, oh yeah, try this Whataburger and this Impossible Burger, and this place here has a great veggie burger. You gotta try that. And you know, I do. I say, that's good. But really, you figure those burgers, even though they're made out of, you know, vegetable-based materials, probably have an ingredient list like that on them. I don't know. I haven't seen their ingredient list, but God knows what they put in there still. So it's processed food, and then you're eating bread on top of that, which I'm trying to really, you know, cut back to more natural bread if I eat any at all. I don't, you know, is bread a processed food? I don't know. I would say bread is a processed food. Why eat it? I don't know. Something to consider. That's what I mean. So I'm meditating, taking this time just to meditate on what the hell I'm doing, you know, with my body. So that's another reason to do it here on Sunday, so peaceful. It gives me a good time to do these videos and reflect. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go over the stuff. Are you ready? Okay, let's look at my data for today. As you can see, my weight came in at 208.6. The scale said, whoa, wait a minute, this is quite a weight change. Is this the same person? Well, yeah, it is. I click, yeah, it's me. I guess because you can, on these scales, you can set up multiple people. You know, you can set up your wife, your kids, whatever, and punch them in there, and they all can have their own app on their phone, and they can use the same scale. But so it's whoever wrote the program probably did a pretty good job of that. But it's just making sure, written in the software, I reckon, that to make sure that is you and it's working with the right person. So anyway, the scale, you can't go by it. It's not going to be exact. I mean, when I use a scale, I'm naked. I get totally naked just because I don't want to confuse any of my clothes for skin or whatever. So I get pretty much all naked, and I use it barefoot because it sends a charge up your body. I reckon these electrical, biomedical, whatever the hell it's called. We'll go over it some other day maybe and try to do a little more research on it. But so it's just something. It's just a guideline. You can't use it for exact science. You know, just something for you to help set your goals. You know, so when you first get this scale in your app, you plug in there your height, your age, and whatever else they ask you for, and it helps you set your goal. Which I set my goal. I recently set my goal at 165 pounds. Sounds pretty, it's pretty optimistic since I haven't been 165 for a long time, decades and decades. But you know what? When I do my research, somebody my height should be around 165 pounds. So, by the way, I'm 5'11", not quite 6 feet, but so that's what my goal is. Set in that app, 165. I'm not really too worried about making it. I'm not worried about losing weight per se. I'm worried about feeling good. I'm worried about, just my overall health. I'm just concerned about getting myself in shape, and then I'm concerned about staying there and eating the right stuff and keeping the right energy. When you get older, it's harder to, anybody out there that's listening that's younger, let me tell you, you let this stuff build up on you. It's hard to get down. If you nip it in the bud now, or when you're younger, and then keep it that way, it's much, much easier, I tell you. I would recommend anybody keep themselves in shape, and I admire people that have done so. Anyway, without further ado, let's go over what we did. Weight was at 208.6, which is a negative 11.8. So I lost 11.8 pounds, and probably people are going to say, "Oh no, he's going to die." You can't lose that much weight in 4 days. It's impossible. You're going to die. Somebody call an ambulance quick. Well, yeah, if it was an ongoing thing, and that happened, there's many different weight losses. So this first 11.8 pounds, probably most of that's, probably half of it's water, and maybe a little bit of fat, but I doubt much fat. And the other part is poop. Yeah, I said it, poop. Because I've been pooping every day since the last 4 days. So most of that's just poop. Or the serpent, as John Rose calls it, a guy from another channel. This guy he actually is 66 years old, but his pride scale probably tells me he's 40. I don't know. He's been a guy that he's kept in shape his whole life, and he's been doing this for like 20 or 30 years, something like 30 years. You can check out his channel, John Rose. But he's an amazing guy. But anyway, my weight, I've dropped 11.8 pounds in 4 days. That's going to start stabilizing after a few weeks because, like I say, the serpent, the poop will be gone. Or that's the whole idea. I think that's the idea of the cleanse part of it, getting that serpent out of you, getting that poop out of you, because it stays in you, some of it, and you watch the John Rose channel. He talks like there could be, like, depending on the person, but it could be 6 and half a dozen, even more meals stuck in a lot of people. That's all backed up, and we just keep eating, and we push it as like a factory, which is, kind of makes sense. But a lot of us eat so much of that processed food, and plus meat doesn't move as fast as, like, say, vegetables and fruit and so forth. So that's the cleanse part of this, is the fruit and vegetables will help clean off those colon walls and stuff once you get this stuff out. So that's the reason I'm going to go further. Once I quit pooping, I want to go further because I want to keep pushing stuff out. If there's anything in there caught on the walls or in those little turns and so forth, get it out. All right, my BMI is at 29.2, which is down 1.7, negative 1.7. Which, by the way, that the BMI is at overweight, and so my weight, according to the scales, at overweight, which, if you remember last time, it was labeled as obese. I was obesity on those two areas. So now I'm just at overweight. So I was on the borderline. So, but now I'm overweight still. So that's fine. At least I'm making progress in just 4 days. So body fat, it says 27.7%, down 2.5%. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's still in the obesity range. So that's the one thing that's left in the obesity range, and I need to keep working on. So that kind of makes sense with what I was just talking about, because I couldn't have lost a whole lot of body fat. It had to be poop and water. That's it. That's all it could be. When I say water, I'm talking about retained water. But anyway, body type, I'm still labeled at heavy according to the scale. Visceral fat, I'm at 11, which is acceptable. Now the visceral fat, I did look it up. It's the body fat stored in the abdominal cavity. So that is the body fat stored in the abdominal cavity. That's what your visceral fat is. So it's acceptable. It's not in the good yet, but at least it's not in the high or excessive categories. So that's good. I'm happy with that. Then my body water is at normal, like it was last time, 52.2%. Muscle mass, 143.2%, high, like last time. Bone mass, average, 7.6%, just like last time. BMR, which is the basal metabolic rate, is at 1847. I think it's about what it was last time. Now that's the minimum necessary energy needed in an inactive state. So if I'm just laying around, not doing nothing, that's how much calories I guess I need to take in during a day. So I probably, if I'm on an active day, I probably need to take in, well over 2,000 calories. I'm not sure what that is yet because nothing really concerns me at this moment. My metabolic age, which you remember last time, it was like 6 years older than I am. That actually went down a year. So I must have been on the borderline of that too. So here I am, I'm at 65, according to the scale, in my metabolic rate. So that makes me happy. I've come down a year. There's progress even in 5 days or 4 days. So and I look forward to next Sunday. So now it's going to be every Sunday. I'm going to do a video and post what I'm doing here. And hopefully I can keep on it, keep on track, and keep feeling better. And we'll talk some more about the scale next time, and also about processed foods, I think, because that's one thing it's kind of irking on me. It's like some of the things I kind of held on to, like cereal, for instance. Is that processed food? I think it is. It's maybe made from oats and grains or whatever, but it's processed food. So all these things we eat, some things we don't even consider processed food, like I say bread, I say it's processed food, There's a lot of other things you can consider too that we're going to talk about, and trying to talk about eating more natural and so forth. So that's my video. I hope it's enlightened anybody out there. If not, it's definitely helped me out. So I thank you for watching. And if you are watching, if you do happen to watch, hit a like button for me, share, whatever. I don't know how you do this thing. I'm new to YouTube, so just help me out.